I just can't get over this model's face. Like, what's that meme again? He has a sadness in his eyes that you only see in Eastern European gay porn. Like, that's what this looks like. They might as well just use the white pharaoh guy in all their packaging. I feel like they would sell a lot more tubes of Fair and Handsome if they did. Or Glow and Handsome. Sorry. Let me get it right. Hello everyone, my name is Cara Means Spicy. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're gonna be talking about something a bit more on the serious side, so I'm gonna try not to be as much of a silly goose today. No, I'm gonna tone down my silliness and my goosiness for the sake of today's video. Today, I'm gonna be giving you my opinions on colorism in the Indian community and how it affects our relationship with Black people in America. I think now is as good a time as ever to address this topic, given that the Democratic nominee for president is a woman who is of Indian and Jamaican descent. She may possibly even win this election. Only time will tell. It's no secret that the ugly curse of colorism has deep roots within Indian society, only made worse by centuries of European colonization. And if you think that the problem is secluded to India, you're wrong. The problem indeed follows the Indians that immigrate out of the country and even gets passed down to the children that they raise outside the homeland. From my perspective, things are definitely changing for the better with the millennial and Gen Z era, but more on that later. I want to talk more so about my experience with colorism growing up in this country. You know, I'm very lucky and blessed to say that I've never once felt inferior for having the skin color that I do, or I've ever wished that I was a different skin tone, but I know that's not the case for everyone. I remember visiting a friend's house when I was in middle school, and we were playing with her makeup, and I remember seeing that in her bathroom she had a tube of Fair and Lovely. Now, if you don't know, Fair and Lovely is a skincare product that's sold primarily in South Asia and Southeast Asia, and it's marketed as a cream that helps whiten your skin. And I was kind of in shock when I saw her with that. I was like, do you actually use this? And she said something along the lines of like, oh, no, I don't use it to whiten my skin. I use it because it's the only cream that prevents me from getting acne. And I just laughed at her like, okay, sure, yeah, whatever you say. I realize now that I was wrong to laugh at her, you know? She's only using this product because someone convinced her that her skin is too dark. We were 13 years old. You know, we don't have the money or the means to go out and buy skincare ourselves. I wouldn't even be surprised if someone in her family bought it and told her to use it. And the craziest thing is she was only a shade or two lighter than me. I just know one person's gonna be like, well, maybe she has a lighter skin tone than you because she uses Fair and Lovely. All right, eat shit and die. No 13-year-old should be concerned about changing their skin color, okay? Our community failed her parents failed her, and honestly, I failed her as a friend for laughing at her. The desire to have fair skin goes beyond just vanity purposes. To Indians, fair equals better. Dark skin has nothing but negative connotations. Dark skin is ugly, it's dirty, it's unwashed, it's associated with being lower class, lower caste, poor, you know. The villains in Indian movies are almost always darker skinned people, whereas the heroes and heroines are always fair and light skinned people. But to the Indian people watching this is nothing new. We've been having these conversations for years, and yet, nothing seems to change. I mean, in 2020, Fair and Lovely officially rebranded to Glow and Lovely, and lest the men were feeling left out, the sister product Fair and Handsome was also rebranded to Glow and Handsome. Glow and Handsome. And shockingly, all these corporate stunts have done nothing to fix colorism, because really, they're just profiting off of an insecurity that has existed for centuries before this product was ever invented. I still get comments calling me dark-skinned, which I find quite funny because that's not an insult. It's literally an observation, you know? Like, if you want to hurt my feelings, you're gonna have to try harder, sweetie. Having dark skin is a sign that the sun loves me. I'm South Indian, okay? My people have looked like this for centuries. What do you expect me to look like? The white pharaoh guy? I was partially inspired to make this video by a handful of comments I received a while ago. In a previous video, I mentioned that I'm a nurse, and I got some comments from people who were African American saying that when they went to go see their healthcare providers who were Indian, they felt a bit snubbed and brushed aside, and they were questioning whether or not it had something to do with the anti-Black sentiments that some Indian people have. I am truly sorry if you've ever felt snubbed by Indian healthcare providers or the healthcare system in general. I firmly believe that every single person deserves healthcare. Everybody deserves to have their concerns heard and met. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from or whether or not you have a job or health insurance or whether you're a US citizen or whether you have a home or whether you speak English. Like, none of that matters. Everybody deserves medical care, point blank, period. And if you don't believe in that, maybe you shouldn't work in healthcare. The Indian doctors that I work with are some of the most wonderful, hardworking, and kindest people I've ever had the pleasure of working with, but I don't doubt for a second that some of them out there aren't so nice. The easiest way I can explain why some Indian people carry anti-Black sentiments is that it comes from a place of self-hatred. We don't like dark skin on ourselves, so we don't like it on other people as well. The YouTuber Foreign Man in a Foreign Land put out an incredible video essay on this topic, and I couldn't have explained it better even if I tried. He explains this topic in a way that doesn't really point fingers, but examines why this problem exists and sees it from many different angles and viewpoints, and it's just a really great watch from start to finish. Do you remember a while ago, Oprah interviewed Harry and Meghan, and Meghan Markle was saying something along the lines of like, the royal family was talking about what the skin color of her potential child with Harry might be, and Oprah was like, what?
Concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
While this may be shocking to some people, this is like breakfast table conversation in an Indian household. Have you seen that new guy she's going out with? I mean, yeah, he's got a great job and he's decent and all, but just think how dark-skinned their kids are gonna be. Anyways, can you pass the chutney? You might be thinking, is that it? Is it really that stupid and superficial? Yeah. Yeah, it is. And it's f***ing irrational too. Like, take me for example. Even if I were to mate with the whitest guy I could find, a guy so white he's practically translucent, that baby's still coming out brown. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how genetics works. With Indians growing up outside the homeland, we're exposed to many more ethnicities than just Indian. We make friends with people of different backgrounds, we go to their houses, we meet their families, we broaden our horizons, and we quickly realize that this fair and lovely mentality just isn't gonna fly here. As a result, a lot of us are more progressive in mindset than our parents or our grandparents, but that doesn't change the fact that we still grew up in a household that held these colorist beliefs. I want to show you this reel that Lily Singh made. I'm sure you know who Lily Singh is, but just in case, she's a YouTuber and influencer, and she's also a brand ambassador for this hair care line called Avrani. In this reel, she's featuring a handful of rap songs where the artists are giving a shout out to Indian hair with the caption, "When it comes to hair, Indians been new." And someone left this comment on that reel. If all these black male artists are singing about Indian hair as good hair, who do you think has bad hair? The anti-blackness in this post is so expansive you can't even see it. I have been thinking about this comment for weeks. I'm just gonna be honest with you, when I first saw this reel, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but then I read this comment and I was like, oh my god, you're so right. And most of the comments on this chain are disagreeing with this person because, you know, they're people that follow Lily Singh, so naturally they're gonna take her side. And I know Lily Singh has had her fair share of controversies regarding appropriating Black and Afro-Caribbean culture, and she's received a lot of criticism over the years, some of it warranted, some of it not so warranted. I mean, in my opinion, I think the internet has been unreasonably cruel to Lily Singh sometimes, but that is wholly another conversation for another day. Here's my perspective. I don't think Lily Singh meant anything malicious with this reel. I think she just heard the rap lyrics and thought, oh, India mentioned, let's use it in these reels promoting this brand. She just did it unknowingly, but that's exactly where the problem lies. Due to the context that we grew up in, sometimes we Indians don't even realize when we're offending other people. And if your response to this comment is, oh, they're blowing it way out of proportion, you just hate to see Indian people get compliments. Okay, you're entitled to your opinion, but ask yourself, why are you so quick to dismiss this comment? Why are you not willing to see this topic from a different lens, even if it's just for a few seconds? When I was younger, I had long hair, like longer than what I currently have, and sometimes I would get comments like, "Black women would kill to have your hair." Yeah, yeah, I know. I don't think how nasty those comments were really settled in until I saw this reel and I read that comment from that person, and I think that's what really made it stand out to me so much, you know, because there's so much truth to what this person's saying. You know, Indian hair is pretty and all, but do you know what else is beautiful? Black hair. Curly, coily, 4C hair. The curly hair rituals that Black women and men do to nourish their natural hair, and the magic that they perform to turn it into afros, twist outs, box braids, dreadlocks, and the hundreds of other hairstyles I'm probably missing. Whether Black people choose to wear their hair natural or they opt for weaves or wigs, one thing is for certain: they are serving looks 10 out of 10 times. They never miss. I may never fully understand the nuances of Black hair, but the ingenuity and the originality that Black people put into styling their hair is unparalleled. And I'm sure you've seen other groups of people attempt to do braids or dreadlocks or even Bantu knots. But what's that saying again? Often imitated, never duplicated. I can see some Indian people telling me that this video is coming off as very anti-Indian. I don't think it's anti-Indian to acknowledge the flaws within ourselves. That's how you change and grow as a person. I love my community, which is why I expect better from it. We're living in a time when racism against Indians online is rampant, but please understand this. Bringing down another race to make yourself feel superior is not the answer. It is such an embarrassing look for us, and some of you take it so far, you may even justify the hatred that's spewed towards you. I think a lot of us Indians have acknowledged that colorism is a problem, but we've just sort of accepted that it's here to stay. You know, we think to ourselves, our people have hated brown skin for so long, I'm just one person, how am I gonna change that? A lot of younger progressive Indians have good intentions, but we've fallen into complacency when we shouldn't have. And at the same time, I get it, you know, it's not my job to make people like me or force people to accept my skin color, especially in the face of arrogance and hard-headedness. I've had conversations with older Indian people where I was trying to challenge their beliefs. I remember getting into a really heated argument with this one relative. They made some really offhanded comment about how between me and a white girl, a man is always going to pick the white girl over me, which, first of all, do you think I give a whether or not a man is going to pick me out of an imaginary lineup of women? Get the fuck out of here with your dumbass hypotheticals. I didn't say that to them, but I was thinking it. I was thinking it really hard. I did ask them, do you really think I'm less valuable as a person because I have darker skin? Do you genuinely believe that? And their response was, no, I don't believe that, but it's not about what I believe, it's about what the world believes. Indians and people all over the world value fair skin. You know, I'm not trying to bring you down, I'm just trying to remind you of the reality that you live in. That's your reality. I do believe that Eurocentrism is still prevalent all around the world today, but in your reality, things will never change for people who look like me because you refuse to believe they can. See, this is what I mean. Our complacency over colorism has just turned into acceptance that fair equals better. Back in the heyday of YouTube, when beauty influencers were all the rage, or beauty gurus as it was, I didn't really watch any of the bigger influencers, except for one.
Jagga 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 jagga.
Jackie Ina. Here you have somebody who's showing you how to do makeup in a flattering way on darker skin. Something that I had never seen before. She speaks her mind fearlessly on her YouTube channel, and she called out brands that were not making products suited for skin tones like ours. And clearly, Jackie Aina, along with countless others, have made an impact. There is a remarkable difference in what the makeup industry has to offer between today and 10 or 20 years ago.
I was like, you know what? There's not even, I'm taking all of these tutorials that like white women are doing and Asian women are doing, and I'm making them work for me. So chances are there's probably other people that look like me that are looking for someone that look like them too, maybe. The interactions with people when I would meet them, when they would say things to me like, I never thought dark skin was pretty, or like, no one's ever told me I could look pretty in green eyeshadow. That made me realize like, oh, like, wow, like this isn't just about makeup anymore. And so I know that sounds like really corny, but truthfully, that, like those moments were turning points for me.
What I love about Jackie Aina is that she's just so confident. She literally has a video on her channel where she's reading hate comments while doing an ASMR mukbang. She has 1,000,001 haters, but she just doesn't give a f. And that's how it should be. This world needs more people like Jackie Aina who believe that change is possible, even if it means they have to roll up their own sleeves and do it themselves. So where does this leave us today? I would say that the work to deconstruct colorism is far from done, but things are looking up, thanks to the people who are rolling up their sleeves and getting the work done.
உங்களுக்கு வந்து கார் வேணும்னா பிளாக் கலர் வேணும் கிளாஸாக, ஃபோன் வேணும்னா பிளாக் கலர் கிளாஸாக வேணும், வீடு பெயிண்ட் வேணும் செம்ம கிளாஸியாக வேணும்னா பிளாக் கலர் வேணும். ஆனால் பீப்புள் மட்டும் டார்க்காக இருந்தால் அவங்கள அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிக்க மாட்டாங்க.
And you can tell that there's a collective shift in mindset as well amongst the general Indian public. A couple years ago, there was a Hindi song released called Beyonce Sharma Jayegi, where the chorus had a lyric that went, Tujhe dekh ka Goriya, Beyonce Sharma Jayegi. Which basically the song is telling the girl, you're so fair-skinned and beautiful that even Beyonce would be jealous of you. Which, be so for real, Beyonce has no idea who you are, okay? She's too busy being a billionaire and making music videos that celebrate the glory of having dark skin. The public outrage to this song's blatant racist lyrics was so profound that even the lyricists apologized and officially changed the song lyrics. The song is now called Duniya Sharma Jayegi, and the lyrics have been changed, but honestly, the lyrics still don't really make all that much sense, and the song still sucks. But I need you to understand how much of a big deal this is. The term fair-skinned girl is used interchangeably to mean beautiful girl, or even just girl. And now people are starting to wake up and realize that that's not okay. People are starting to realize that you don't mess with the beehive. Okay, and lastly, at the time of me filming this, we are hot off the heels of the first and potentially last presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. So I just wanted to slip in my 2 cents on that as well. Will Kamala Harris becoming president solve the tensions that exist between the Indian and Black populations in America? The answer to that question is yes, if you also believe that Obama solved racism by becoming president. In other words, I don't think Vice President Harris becoming president is going to cure the tensions that exist between our communities, because the driving force for change comes from people like you and me. You know, everyday people making an effort to understand each other and be kind to one another. Cheesy, I know, but my point still stands. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys think, because you know I love arguing with you. Subscribe if you want to see more. Follow me on my Instagram for all of my daily deranged thoughts, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.